Well guys, today is a big day. We're going to be cleaning the boat today, sanding everything, removing all the tools. The boat's going to be completely emptied out.
This is probably the cleanest Uma's ever going to be.
Getting ready for putting the first coat of primer in the interior.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. This boat is going to look so different after today. Here we go. First coat of paint.
This is like the first step to like a new boat.
Ready?
Yeah, we let the epoxy and the Sikaflex cure over the weekend, and everything's feeling pretty good and hard. Yeah, I'm excited. We have like some sanding to do, but it's not nearly anything crazy. It's mostly just sanding down the Sikaflex and epoxy around all the face frames. You can tell how serious of sanding we're going to be doing today by the size of our sanding pads. That's what we're putting on the vibrating tool to get rid of the Sikaflex. It's tiny.
We're not even wearing suits or anything like that. It's gonna be super easy. But this marks the beginning of basically a new phase. Uma the green is going to be left behind, and Uma the gray is going to...
The primer's white.
Is it white?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So we...
Uma the white is going
the white. We decided, so it's kind of clever. The primer we're priming everything with is International 820, and that's just like a really good epoxy primer, and we're just going to do like the entire boat, and that's white, and that's like in the back of the closets. Anything that's going to be sort of covered, we can just leave that primer. And then on top of that, we'll do like on the cabinetry and stuff that we're going to see, we're going to do a layer of 860 because it's like easier to sand. It gets in a better finish, and that's gray. And then the final coat of paint is probably going to be like white or some other color. It's going to go from like green to white, like in a day. Once we're done sanding, we can get in here, and if we can spray, it's going to go really quick.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be such a big step for us, and
so excited to not see this green anymore.
But first things first, we have some cleaning up to do.
It's very empty in here.
I know, it looks really good.
Well, it's weird. It's much more echoey than it was when all the tools and stuff were in here. It looks really good. We've like sanded and then air hosed and then sanded and then sanded, or vacuumed. We vacuumed and then air hosed and then vacuumed and then vacuumed and then air hosed. But the dust is still gonna settle. So tomorrow we're probably gonna clean all day. We're gonna like scrub the hull and wipe it down and vacuum some more and really do a good job cleaning the interior, and then maybe do a primer test because we haven't actually tested it yet. And then we'll be able to paint. It looks great in here though. Can't believe we got all that done in a day. Good job.
Yeah.
Behind camera high five.
Yeah, we did good.
We did good. Well, the boat is completely cleaned out. The only thing left in there right now is 2 vacuum cleaners. We need to clean it, like with soap and water, and then wipe it with acetone before we can paint. So that's what Kika's going to be doing today. But the paint we need is all the way in the back of the container, and everything that was in the boat is now just sort of scattered throughout the container, which is very impractical. So while Kika cleans the inside of the boat today, I'm going to clean up and organize the container and kind of get ready for the next phase of this refit. And then tomorrow we're hopefully going to paint. Once we can get access to the paint in the back, we'll do a little test of the primer too, to make sure it does what we hope it does. All right, let's get started. There's a lot to do.
All right, I've got all my supplies with me. I've got my soap, and I've got a bucket of water with, a full bucket of water with some sponges in it. And I also have some rags with me too, you know, wipe it all down. And we're going to scrub the living hell out of this boat, starting from the V-berth all the way to the back. Ideally, we would be hosing the entire boat down, but if we did that, it would take a few days to dry, and we kind of want to paint tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll scrub the whole boat, but also I'll wipe everything down along the way so it's clean and dry and ready for tomorrow. Let's get started. All right. Let's go in here. Ready? It's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Whoa. That is kind of cool.
Right?
I wasn't expecting it to foam out like that.
I know.
Why can we see light through the hull?
Oh, that's a great question, Dan. Well, let's take a moment and answer that question. So,
This is why it has a safety.
so there's a lock. I'm sorry.
All right.
I mean,
Is the fiberglass really thin there? Is that a damage? Is that a skylight? Why is it? Why are both sides exactly where we did the repair on our hull?
some of you guys commented about the lights that we could see through certain sections in the hall. And the reality is it's not because the fiberglass layers are thin. It's not because there's a thin section of the hall. It's because fiberglass is kind of translucent if there's nothing inside of it. Like the same reason you can actually see the core in here is why you can see light outside. So until you paint the outside or the inside of the boat, you will see light through. And the reason why you don't see it here is because we have gel coat on the outside. And the reason why you don't see it here is because we have a core and also gel coat on the outside. So everywhere that there's, it's same thing with the deck, like wherever there's a core, you won't see light through because there's something sandwiching the fiberglass. But places like here, where it's just fiberglass, you will see light. And also here, because we did this repair in Guatemala and we ground down everything and then we just redid the toe rails.
Hull deck joint?
The whole deck joint, there you go.
Yeah, we took off the toe rail.
And so this is where you would see it because right now on the outside, we grinded out the paint already. So you would see sections with the light through. And you probably will see more, the more paint we grind.
I think it's mostly gel coat too, because I think the paint, you can actually still see through a little bit with the paint, but the gel coat's thick and so it doesn't let any light through at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like on the whole, all the way here, you won't see anything. Hope that answers the question.
Okay.
In case you're still confused, then maybe Google it.
Digression over. Good job.
Back to cleaning.
Welcome to our paint supply shelf. We have all of the paint we need to do the entire refit on this one shelf. We've used a lot of different paint over the years on the boat, inside and outside, below the waterline, above the waterline. And what we found works best is always two-part paints. So you have an A and a B and you mix it together. They catalyze better, they're harder, they're more durable. They just survive so much better in the marine environment. One-part paints tend to get chalky and they get fade in the sun and they just don't survive very well. So over the years, we've used a bunch of different stuff from All Grip and International and Interlux. The bottom paint that we've had on the boat since just catamarans has been Interlux Micron CSC, and that's worked really well for us. And so when we started this refit and AkzoNobel reached out to us and asked if we needed any paint for this project, we at the time didn't realize that AkzoNobel owned all of those companies, Interlux and International and Seahawk and All Grip. And then once we figured that out and we realized all the paint we were going to get was in one of their sub-branded companies anyway, yeah, of course we said yes. And so we've been speccing and working with their experts to figure out exactly what paints we need, what primers we need, what thinners and top coats and base layers we need. And so 2 pallets of paint arrived a couple of weeks ago, and now we have everything we need, including the primer that we're about to start rolling into the hull soon. But should I do a paint tour?
Sure.
On stage left, or stage right, stage. I don't remember. Anyway,
I don't know. The audience is right, I think.
on my left, Kika's right. We're gonna start. This isn't in order. This is just the order we unloaded it. But we've got International Interprime 860. That's the primer we're gonna use on anything visible inside the boat. So the cabinetry, the face frames, doors and cabinets and stuff like that, because it's gonna give us a nice smooth finish that we can put our final coat of paint on top of. We've got Interprime 820, which is just a general purpose, amazing epoxy primer that we're gonna use almost everywhere. Anywhere we're like sanding down to fiberglass or fairing or anything like that, that's the primer we're going to use to put on. So below the waterline, above the waterline, and inside on the bare hull and wood. This is Perfection Pro undercoat. So that's part of the Perfection Pro system. So once we prime with the 820 and sand it and smooth it and fair it and everything, we'll put a couple of coats of this on. That helps fill in all the gaps and cracks and pinholes and everything, the sanding grain from the fairing filler, before we put the top coat on, which is the Perfection Pro back there. There's a whole bunch of thinner. And then we've got Inner Protect, which is sort of like a tie coat between the primer that we put below the waterline and the anti-foul that we're going to put above it. So this sort of like helps it all bond together. It's also 2-part paint. This International Interior Finish 770, it's a satin. That's the paint we're going to paint everything inside the boat with. It's still a 2-part, but it's going to be a satin finish, and that's going to be all the cabinets and doors and anything that's visible in the final build. Bunch of acetone. And then over here is the Perfection Pro. That's going to be what we put on the topside paint. So that's going to be the final finish of the hull and the deck. What's really cool about that is it gives you like a super smooth, glossy, no brush strokes, no roller, orange peel with just a roller. So we can apply it with just a roller and we don't have to spray it, and it theoretically gives us basically a spray finish, but putting it on with a roller. So we can do it ourselves inside the boatyard because we can't spray because it makes a mess and they won't let us. And then in the back, we've got some wood sealer, and then all the way in the back, we've got some like clear coat varnish for any of the exposed wood that we're going to have inside the boat. So, oh yeah, no, top shelf. We have our fairing filler because our boat is over 50 years old and she's full of dents and scratches and bumps and dings. And inside and outside, we have a lot of fairing to do. So we've got a bunch of base and a bunch of converter, and it's a 2-part again. You mix it 1-to-1. It's kind of red, which is good because the interior primer is white. And so then we'll have a bunch of red fairing filler over top of it that we'll smooth down, paint it white again, and then we're gonna paint it with gray primer, and then we're gonna paint it with white paint. So it's good to kind of have contrasting colors, so you can see what you've done and what you need to do. Yeah, so that's our whole, that's all the paint that we're gonna put on the boat. It's a lot. Now I can get the paint out of the back and do a little bit of a priming test, because hopefully tomorrow we're gonna be priming the entire interior of the boat, which means we should probably make sure that we have the mixing and the ratio right. Also, we're gonna try a brush roller test and then also try a spray test because we have a spray gun. So we'll see. If we can spray the whole interior, that would make things super easy because we can just go in there and just do the whole thing all at once. If we have to roll it because it's a better texture or whatever, then we can do that too, but it's just gonna take a bit longer. So I'm gonna go grab some old like bits and pieces out of the trash and clean them the same way Kika's cleaning inside, and then mix up some paint and do some tests and see how it works out. I've got the old like test pieces that we use to kind of test the lamination strength and thickness at the very beginning. I'm gonna scuff those up with some 80 grit, clean it with the same way Kika's cleaning inside, prep it the same way we're gonna prep it, and then do the tests on it. So time to do some more sanding. Here's the test. This I've cleaned, I've sanded, cleaned with release to degrease it, and then also a little bit of acetone to make sure there's no residue left over. This is some regular vinyl ester resin and some old gel coat that we put on there as a test earlier, and that's dirty and gross. That's gonna be like our control, like what happens if we don't clean and sand. And then this is some 2-part epoxy paint that we used in the truck. It's also sanded and cleaned. So this side's gonna get sprayed, dirty, clean, and this one's gonna get rolled. So time to mix the paint. Ooh, that's stinky. All right, so just rolled that on. The roller I have totally sucks. We'll definitely get a new one if we're gonna roll it. But now I'm gonna mix in a little bit of thinner into the paint that I just mixed up, about 10% I think, and then spray the other side and see if that works better. Came out thinner than I was expecting. Might have to get a bigger tip size for the gun or change a few settings. The brush side and the roller side also looks a little thin. So it'll help to have a foam roller. That roller sucked. And then I was using a roller frame that we had used with resin, so it was kind of bad. We'll see how they dry and see if the paint straw has a bigger tip for the spray gun so I can get more paint on faster. Because otherwise it'll actually probably be faster just to roll it, because we can both go in and roll it versus if only one of us is spraying. But we'll let this dry and we'll make a plan in the morning.
Well, this cleaning up is taking a little bit longer than expected. As you can tell, it's already dark outside, so
It's a lot to clean.
I'm bringing in an extra pair of hands.
Yep. I am ready to scrub as well. But this process, this step is important because we've done a really good job with all the glass work and all of the woodwork, and so making sure that the primer sticks is really important because everything is going to be on top of that. It's like the next foundational layer. So making sure it's really clean because we've been in here for almost a year making a mess. So now it's time to clean up our mess.
I mean, I'm kind of halfway done though. I've done the V-berth all the way to
You're more than halfway done.
the
You're
big bulkhead.
2/3.
And I am in the middle of this side here. And so I think Dan's gonna take the port side, and then we'll just.
And then we'll see which side the primer falls off first. So
Right.
we'll go back and watch this video if one of them
Yeah.
fails, and they'll be like, "Who did that side again?"
Exactly. We'll race till the back. All right, let's get to scrubbing. That was the fill us in a spot. We're done. It looks so good in here.
This is probably the cleanest Uma's ever going to be.
Hopefully everything dries overnight. We have all the fans and all the heaters running just to help it out. Tomorrow we'll wipe everything with acetone and then we'll be ready to put the first coat of paint. I am super excited for that. But I need to change. I am soaked.
You've been in here all day. Good job. That looks really good. Yummy. When was the last time that water was changed? Like just the pilot earth?
Yeah.
Good thing we cleaned it.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
I'm exhausted.
Good day.
Let's see if I can get out of here.
Goodbye, boat. Dry. Please. Appreciate it. All right. Had time to dry overnight. Not quite 24 hours, but definitely dry the touch. I'm sure that it's not fully cured yet. It probably takes a week to fully cure. This is definitely the sprayed side. There's quite a lot more like pinholes from the fiberglass where the sprayer, like the air goes in and pushes the paint out. And then this is the clean sanded acetone side, and this is the side that I didn't clean, didn't sand. It's been sitting outside for months just in the trash pile. And honestly, it's held up really well. It's not like peeling off. There's no like noticeable sections, so it's pretty forgiving. So everything we're doing inside the boat is necessary, but if there's a couple of parts that aren't quite as clean as others, then it's not gonna be a very big deal. And then this is the brushed and rolled side. It definitely goes on a little bit thinner, but I had a really terrible roller that wasn't actually rolling, so the brush part looks okay. You can definitely see a little bit of grain from the brush, but the peel ply still comes through, and it fills in the pinholes a lot better. So it looks like for the fiberglass sections and probably the plywood sections, we're definitely going to roll. And actually the oak we're probably going to roll on too, because it'll fill in the grain better with the roller than it will spraying. And then the next coat of primer over top of the cabinetry and the face frames and stuff like that, we'll probably sand this down to make it smooth, and then probably spray it after, because then we'll have like a nice smooth base, and then we're not going to get any like print through from anything underneath it. Cool. Yeah, this worked out well. I'm glad we made this little test way back at the beginning, because like it's been very useful. All right, we have the big ventilator outside pulling air out. We've got the fan pushing air in. We've got a fan in there circulating air around. We've got the air conditioning on making cold air. So we're well ventilated. We're still gonna wear a mask, but it's just gonna help like circulate the air around so the fumes from the acetone can like leave sooner rather than later. Let's get to acetoning. Acetoning? Acetoner?
Ass-toning.
Let's get to acetoning. That's what we're doing today. Acetone. And then these ones. Like that. You gotta do like that. Get that Brazilian booty lift.
All right.
Color blue cow.
like a repeat from last night.
I know. Woo! Well, we're done. I think my filters are starting to give up because I definitely can smell some acetone. It's fresh. But check this out. Like,
They're clean.
pretty clean. And that's after we washed yesterday and then wiped it with acetone. Super clean. Yeah. Boom.
Oh yeah. It's nice and windy out here. Well, acetone's all done. So now we're gonna let this air out a little bit and then make sure everything's evaporated. Then we can get to priming. I'm really excited about that. Really, really excited about that.
Well, hey.
Where are you at? Wait. There you're at. You ready to start painting? Step into my office. The office. An office.
Today's the day. I'm so excited. This boat is gonna look so different after today.
Excited.
Uma the green is gonna become Uma the white.
Yep.
Yep. Oh my god. I think it's gonna be a false sense of completion. Because we're gonna come back after this painting, we're gonna be like, oh my god, the boat is done. And then we're gonna be here for another 6 months getting it done.
It is the end to a pretty big chapter though.
It is the end of the build phase basically. And then the next phase is gonna be smaller build.
Installation, I think,
Yeah,
is going to be.
systems, equipment,
Yeah,
plumbing,
installation.
electrical, cabinetry. It's gonna be like the fun bit, the less fiberglassy bit. Mm-hmm. I'm excited though.
Let's get to work.
Such a big day. Okay, yeah, we have a long day ahead of us. We're not going to be spraying, which I think would be cool and probably would save a bit of time, but it doesn't make sense because we'd have to go over and do multiple layers, and I don't think the finish is going to be as good as we would hope for with the spray. So we're going to be rolling and then sanding and then rolling again and then sanding again
And then spraying.
and then spraying.
Yeah. I was about to actually say that.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
We're going to do probably one coat of primer rolled, and then we're going to fair, and then we're going to do a second coat of primer, and then we're going to sand everything smooth, at least the cabinetry and stuff that we can see. And then we're going to spray like the finished primer over top of that, and it's going to look chef's kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get painting though. Oh, do we don't have up here?
What do we? I said, let me make sure to bring the mask on my way back up, and then I did not do that.
It's like the only piece of equipment we actually need on this, because this stuff is 2 parts, so it kind of stinks a bit, and we're in an enclosed space, and so yeah, we need our respirators.
I also, you can't see me, it's too bright. I also brought a suit because I don't want to get my entire body, including hair.
Here, I think that's the important one. Full of paint.
Oh, I forgot we do have just the head thing. That would look weird with the black outfit and the white.
Is that what you're
hood.
concerned about? How your outfit looks?
Yeah, I like wearing like a monochrome color. Okay.
All right, suits,
Side note.
masks. We need our masks. Do you want to see who guys are gonna go to him?
Ha! You go. I'm proud of us. It's only been 2 tries.
I lost on purpose. I was
No,
gonna
you
go
didn't.
paper, and I was like, she's gonna go paper, so I'm gonna go rock. All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go. First coat of paint. Just gonna do like, where should I start? Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our world's about to change. Be a whole new boat.
Hold it up. Starting now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's no going back now. Almost done with the paper. We did the chain locker, we did the side, we did the ceiling, we did inside the lockers and underneath me. I'm about to do this mattress base plate, and then we'll be done with the rebirth officially. And then maybe we can just come sleep in here now, you know?
Yeah, with the respirator on.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, amazing. If you have a build project and you know what this phase feels like, comment down below, because like this is just such a, and maybe it's the fumes, but this is such an exhilarating feeling of like a clean, fresh state. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay.
All right, so we've been mixing like one of these at a time, which when we dump it out fills our tray, each of our trays like full. But we've been burning through it pretty quickly because it's the first coat of primer, the wood soaks it up, like we've been using a lot. So theoretically, I'm just gonna dump this whole can into this whole can, mix it with the drill, and hopefully we can paint it all before the paint kicks. I think we'll be fine, but I hope we don't waste like a whole can of paint. Because now that we're like moving into the main salon, we'll be able to go even faster. Because so far, mixing the paint has been like the slowest part of the process. All right, that was a mixed can of paint. Check out what you did.
Oh my god!
Look what you did.
Ah. Oh, it looks so good in here. So good. You know, I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna feel smaller or if it's gonna feel bigger than before, than with the green and brown. Because like with the green and brown, we had difference. I mean, you could tell a difference in the material, right? So you had the Holland green and the wooden brown. So I feel like I had a bit of a sense of space. But now that everything is white, I'm not sure if it's gonna make it feel bigger or if it's gonna feel more confined because it's just the same color. Okay, visual transition. Let's go.
We're back. Last night we finished painting at like 9 o'clock at night, and we haven't actually like seen it yet in the daylight. So we're gonna go check it out real quick before we get on the ferry. We also like didn't clean up last night because we just left.
All right, here we go.
Smells good. Oh yeah, it's refreshing.
Oh, she's so white. Can I step on this?
Yeah, I think so. Feels
I
fine.
hope so. Yeah, it's not. It's pretty
Looks
dry, but
different.
I feel like it's not entirely dry, so I'll be careful. But wow, it smells good. It smells strong still. Oh my goodness, Dan, this is. I think this is hitting me now.
It's not just the fumes this time.
No, it's actual. It's happening. We still have so much to do, like so much to do. So don't let the looks deceive you. But this looks really nice.
I like it.
Wow.
You gonna fit in here? Inside the nook.
Yeah, this is so good. I like it. You did a good job.
Looks good.
So obviously there's gonna be a lot
So
to do, so much to do, including putting a coat on the areas that some of us forgot.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, oops. How did I forget this tiny little corner?
Especially the wood, like because that first layer was a bit thinned down as well, it's soaked into the wood. We're gonna fair everything first and do a couple of more little touch-ups and stuff we need to fix and finish, and then fair everything and then sand all that, put a coat of paint on the fairing, and
Yeah.
then second coat everything that we need to see,
Yeah.
that we're gonna see.
Yeah. But it feels
And then
so
sand it.
great. It feels
Yeah.
so great to like look how clean my feet are.
Probably the cleanest room
It's
it's ever been.
It's so I didn't even change to boat work clothes because everything is so clean. I think that's the part that for me feels like a next chapter.
And we're contrasting now. Look, we're like,
Yeah.
because we wear dark clothes, now Uma's white, so like you can see us again.
Yeah. So I'm excited to actually put all the aesthetic look to the boat as well because she's not gonna be all white. She's gonna have some accent colors. She's gonna have some,
50 Shades of Grey,
50 Shades of Grey.
Millennial.
Millennial gray. This definitely feels like the end of a chapter and the start of a completely new phase.
The beginning of Uma the White, I'm telling you, it's a
Yeah.
thing.
Behold Uma the White. I love it. So the reason why we wanted to actually be done with this painting by today is because later this afternoon we are hopping on a ferry and we are driving all the way up to the Netherlands for the Met Trade Show.
Yeah.
If you don't know about it, it's basically this business to business trade show. It's like a trade show around the marine industry, and
It's like the best part of
It
a
is
boat show
very-
without any boats there.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff. It's where we made our video about all the different electric motors last year. And I don't think we're going to be making a video about the trade show this time because we're going to be too busy shopping.
Yeah.
'Cause as you can tell, Uma now needs
everything.
everything.
Yeah, we'll have stickers, so keep an eye out for us if you're gonna go to Mets. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm excited to continue with this project.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good to like take a break now too. We've been pushing really hard these last couple of weeks, staying up to like 9, 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
getting to here, and we barely made it. Like, the ferry leaves in like 6 hours.
And we're
So-
luckily we can sleep in the ferry and then start our drive tomorrow.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'd be so tired. But now that we have everything painted, we've been thinking so much about what we can do as a special feature. And we've decided to write down the names of our patrons somehow on the hull in a way that can be permanently with the boat. So we haven't quite figured out the details of how it works yet, but if you want more details, hop over to Patreon. Once we know what we're going to be doing about it, we'll definitely make a post about how it's going to happen and where we're going to write all the names. Because in the end, it's thanks to our beautiful and lovely Patreon community that we were able to get this far. And we're so grateful for you guys to be part of this family. And it's just, we're so excited for the next step.
The reality is, without Patreon, without the YouTube videos, like we probably would be doing, still sailing, and we'd be refitting our boat. It would just take longer because we'd have to, you know, work for 6 months and then fix the boat, or only fix it on the weekend or something like that. So the fact that we can make these videos and use them to sort of fund making more videos has been amazing. It's helped us go so much quicker. So
Yeah.
for that, we're like deeply, deeply appreciative, and we want to share that somehow.
So thank you guys for watching, and thank you to our patrons for being part of this crazy refit with us. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from Not on Uma.
from Nanonuma, because we're gonna be driving up.
We need to pack.
We need to pack and
We
get
haven't
ready.
packed anything yet, so we need to do that.
Awesome. All right.
See you guys next week.
See you guys next week.